about how I got to Curt's Cafe, because it's like all come full circle. I often refer to myself as an activist, optimist, and survivor, because I've endured a great deal of adversity, and I've tried to use all those experiences to advocate for other people. In 2006, I was attacked 2 times. On March 15, 2006, I was living in the South Loop, and I was attacked in my parking garage by a group of men who stuffed me in the trunk of my car, and I jumped out. I was able to escape by jumping out. Shortly thereafter, in Skokie on May 25th, 2006, as I was leaving a relative's house, I was held at gunpoint, and a woman assaulted me with acid. So those 2 experiences transformed my life in ways that I hadn't imagined. I ended up suffering 3rd-degree full-thickness burns to 30% of my body. I was in the hospital for 6.5 weeks. I had to stop going to school. Lots and lots of trauma. So as you can imagine, it took a great deal for me to heal, not only physically, but emotionally. And thankfully, I had a supportive network of family and friends and intensive therapy to help me regain some sense of normalcy. So even with regaining that normalcy, I still had a lot of anger. I was angry with the people who attacked me. I was angry that everyone else got to move on with their lives. And I was just unhappy because I didn't know who I was anymore. And all of that hate and negativity and resentment only hurt me more. So I literally woke up one day and was like, I don't want to live like this anymore. And I decided on forgiveness. I decided to forgive all of those people. And it literally changed my life. Suddenly, things started to go much better for me. So there's only one person who was held accountable for what happened to me. Her name is Nicole Baker. She's serving a 15-year prison sentence right now in Logan Correctional Facility. And even throughout the trial, I kept thinking, as angry as I was, as angry as my family was, I couldn't stop thinking about her well-being, her mental health, her children, because I saw them there. I kept asking me, is she going to get the help that she needs? It's 15 years, it just didn't feel good, So at that time, I really wanted to be active and trying to find ways to rehabilitate her, because as you know, our justice system is punitive. So I didn't know at that time that I was already thinking about restorative justice. And if you guys aren't familiar, restorative justice is a theory of justice that emphasizes repairing the harm that's caused by the offender or by the harmful behavior. So I chose to forgive, and that changed my life. I still think about her often. She paroles in 2019. But on my journey of healing, I was able to go back to school. I started speaking. I started being more active in my community. And in 2015, I went to Curt's Cafe South. And it felt like home when I was there. So I started volunteering with the students there, and I started doing groups. And Lori Dube, who was the community engagement person at the time, gave me a book. She said, you know what? We talked a little bit about my story. She's like, I think this is what you're experiencing. And the book is called Change of Heart by Jean Bishop. And if you aren't familiar with her, she's the Cook County State's attorney. Her sister's husband and their unborn child were executed by young men in their community. And she chose to forgive him. So I read that book. I called her on the phone and left a message, and the next morning she called me back. And that was confirmation for me that, okay, I'm on the right track with this restorative justice thing, right? So it's so fitting for me today to be the social service provider at Curt's Cafe South. I've been there for 6 months now. And the cool thing is we embrace the philosophy of restorative justice in everything that we do. So we're a nonprofit organization. We're a cafe that provides job training and life skills training to underserved youth in Evanston. We have 2 locations, one on Central Street that we call North, and that serves mainly young men, only young men. And then I work at the one on Dempster, and we serve young women. So in terms of restorative justice, for life skills, we're teaching them how to set up a bank account, get a license, job readiness, personal hygiene. For intellectual skills, we do tutoring, We have students who are getting their GED, or we've assisted them in getting back to school. For food service skills, they're learning how to be baristas, food service preparation, customer service, all of that. They're the ones who are making the food and serving it in our cafes. And for experiential skills, we are taking them to restaurants, and every month we go somewhere. So we went to the Illinois Holocaust Museum to the Women Hold Up the Half the Sky exhibit. Then we went to the Mexican Museum of Art in Pilsen, and we learned all about ofredas. And then we went out to eat afterwards. So to see the students be so excited about, growing their box and stepping outside of their box was just awesome. And that's why I love what I do. So on average, we enroll about 5 to 10 students at a time for a 90-day training period. And although the goal is to help them be more employable, we've learned that it's hard for a student to keep a job if we don't address the issues of instability at home, domestic and sexual violence, unaddressed mental health issues, lack of support from parents and other family members, lack of childcare, or they have food insecurity. So we help to fill in those gaps to help build up their skill set and make them more employable. And by providing them a job, we're also providing them an opportunity or another chance, kind of providing them some kind of hope, and then we hope that will reduce their contact with the justice system, or remind them that they have something worth keeping. So you guys can support us by dining with us, and you'll essentially be dining with a purpose. You'll be supporting our students by helping them to practice all their skills. Sometimes we do have a few mishaps, but we'll provide the best customer service possible. We make awesome scones. And we all know that when you improve the life of a young woman, there's a trickle effect, if it's among her friends or at school with her children. So I am marching today for my students. And I hope that you guys will all come, and I'm just grateful to know all of them and learn so much about resilience and grit and never giving up. So thank you so much. And I'm also on the Board of Peaceable Cities, Evanston, and Laura is one of our board members. Our organization supports anything in Evanston that promotes living respectfully and peacefully, and our goal is to have a peaceful city. So thank you. Hope you guys